So as CM Punk prepares for his in-ring return, we got a glimpse at him and his preparations. CM Punk is apparently training for an in-ring return. I wonder what that means, Trevor.
Hmm.
Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reported that CM Punk is training for his in-ring return, and he also noted that Punk has looked, quote, promising in the ring and in his practices, and that is music to the ears of many wrestling fans. It is also reported by multiple sources that Punk has signed with AEW and will debut on next Friday in front of a sold-out United Center in his home city of Chicago, Illinois, for Rampage: The First Dance. Trevor, what do you make of this report about Punk looking good in these practice sessions that he's been having in his in-ring training?
Yeah, I was wondering if he was how much training he was doing. I mean, I'm sure an extensive amount since he's planning a return. Um, he looks old in this picture actually, but I mean that's good to hear that he's looking good and he's actually actively training, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves, that you have these older wrestlers, and not saying he's old because he's really not that old in the grand scheme of things, but older wrestlers that stop wrestling for a while and they don't do the proper training, and then they get in the ring and they botch a move or they just don't look good, and but it makes me feel good to know that he's actually doing something, and actually training and taking it seriously. I mean, but he's pretty active and healthy anyway. He was doing
He's
MMA
doing
training.
UFC. He was doing UFC.
Yeah,
He did
so he
two
had
events
to.
for UFC. Yeah.
Yes.
So
You know what I mean? So yeah, but I think it's a good omen. It's a good thing.
yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. I'm glad to hear he's promising. It means that not only hasn't CM Punk lost a step like so many WWE marks want him to, but it also means he's taking it seriously and he wants to do it. And I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Right.
Because CM Punk is someone, when he wants to do something, it's going to be good because he's one of those people, he's driven to be great. Like he didn't call himself the best in the world for no reason. Punk has this mentality of I'm gonna go out there and do the best thing that I could do. Like look back at he had the same mentality when he did that match with Taker at Mania 29, I
Yeah.
believe it was. He didn't even want to no offense, but he didn't want to wrestle Taker because he believed he should have been the main event. But what did he do? He said, "I'm gonna have the best damn match on this pay per view. Nobody's gonna fill my boots." And he went out there and he did that best match of the night
It was.
with a 45-year-old Undertaker, and look, if Punk wants to be in AEW, if Punk wants to do this, the fact that he's training is good. The fact that he's looking promising in the ring is good. I just can't wait to see him. That
Dude,
first match he's going to have is going to be insane. And
even if I don't go, I'm gonna mark the fuck out.
oh, oh my God, dude. It's like it's going to be insane. And look, it's one of those things where he people are gonna probably hype it up, right? And so it didn't live up to expectations. Doesn't matter. If it's good, it's good. And I think that there's no really worries about that. I think the other thing is what do we expect to see out of him? Like what do I expect to see out of Punk is someone who not only hasn't really lost a step, but someone who cares enough to make it look like he's working. And I think there's no problem there. Punk's a professional. Punk is as professional as professionals come. So all of those problems are alleviated. Trevor, what do you expect though to see out of Punk in his return?
I'm wondering if he's gonna change his style a little bit. Actually, if he's still gonna be. I mean, he's gonna be technical. He's gonna be that same technical Punk that we grown to love. But I want to see if he takes some of the high flying out, or he adds something else. What he actually adds to his repertoire.
It's interesting because that was the thing about Bryan. So Daniel Bryan, when he came back, he in 2018, he did that. He
Yeah, he
incorporated
did.
more striking. He took less head bumps and more shoulder bumps and bumped on his back and bumped on his side, especially to avoid those debilitating injuries and whatnot. And it worked. And it was subtle changes in the way he took things. And I think Punk was probably going to incorporate a lot of that and a lot of his MMA training as well, because he's been doing that even when he was in WWE. But I think
Yeah,
he'll
he
build
was
off of that.
doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, right?
Yeah. He was doing nogi, and he. So I could see Punk, I think Punk would probably incorporate a style similar, like not exactly the same, but like similar to that of Bryan, taking less hard bumps, making sure that you protect your body, and if you do
Right.
take a bad bump, it's worth it. That's what I want to see. And I love CM Punk, but I don't want to see CM Punk try to go, like destroy his body for my
Oh no,
entertainment. No, he's done that enough. Do I want to see CM Punk kick ass in the ring? Yes, but you don't need to destroy yourself in order to do that, as you will probably tell us about in like 30 seconds when we get to this next segment, because there are certain people who love to destroy themselves for our entertainment. But Trevor, we're a week out. We'll talk about it in depth, I'm sure, over the next 2 weeks, because it's happening. It's happening.
It's upon us.
CM Punk, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
Out of 30. Honestly, honest. CM Punk was one of the wrestlers I was getting into and got into in ROH, and I absolutely love CM Punk. But like, to see that he's back, dude, I probably won't mark out as much as you are when Daniel Bryan makes his appearance, but I'm going to mark out.
Dynamite Grand, I'm going to Dynamite Grand Slam. That's just happening. I will sleep at the subway, like, if I have to. Like, I am going to Dynamite Grand Slam. I might have a heart attack when that happens, though. But we'll see.
Maybe we can go see that.
Yeah, I wish they were running. Why can't AEW come back to where it all begins again? DC.
Exactly. God damn it, come back to DC.
AEW 30 or 20, where it all begins again. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.